fiber communication systems. Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for the question. Any other person with a question? You can just shoot up your hand and your question will be answered. Our students from Kamusinga, do you have a question? Someone has a question?
Add something to that. So like, let's take for example somebody in my work group. I'm a public servant, so my grade or my earnings are publicly known. So as a lab technologist at an institution like, let's say, a high school, an entry level, you will earn at the
Extra 8 hours that you have in your day.
So I hope you've heard what they've said. Diversify yourself, have the skills, and be open to working multiple jobs. Any other question you have? Yes, please. We can have him than you. Unaweza kuja hapa. The guy with the navy blue. Yeah.
Ladies and gents, good afternoon. My name is Stephen Kayengwe, and my question is, what are the steps and the requirements to enroll to optics as a course, optics and lasers as a course?
So to enroll to optics and lasers as a course, you need to do. You have three main subjects. The first one is physics. That's why when we invited you, we invited physics students. So physics, actually, the story out there, or the statistics out there, is physics holds about 70% of the careers that are out there in the world, and about 30% of students in Kenya actually do physics. So the 30% actually get to enjoy a 70% portfolio. So you need physics, you need math, and then a language, either English or Kiswahili, but more specifically, you can choose English, and then one science. Of this, you need to have a basic minimum of C++. But that's just the basic entry. And currently, applied optics and lasers has one of the lowest cluster point. It has been misquoted and misclustered. So you can take advantage, because last year it had a cluster point of 15. So that is actually very low. But you can take advantage of it being low at this point. Yeah.
And how long does the take course?
The course takes 4 years. So it's a 4-year course. It's a degree. Yeah. It's not an engineering course that will take you 5 years. It's a science course. But at the end of the day, when you graduate, you can actually venture into anything, even engineering field.
We have another question.
So my name is Julius Muturi, and my question is to Mr. Elvis. So you said you have your own company. What time you took a period of how long to open your company? Or the next question is, did you partner with others, or you opened it by yourself? For those who would like to open their own companies. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I took quite some time, and before taking it public, or before making it actually official, I started doing that work, or the essential work, unofficially in 2022. So that was the first time. But this was just the gigs. You do gigs, you go out there, get one company, do for them the repairs, and back. The official time that took it now, do all the registrations and everything, started this year, actually. Yeah. So for that, I know myself. And this is also another point. You should actually know and appreciate who you are. So I know myself, I'm good at, let's say, the work, the hands-on, the technical stuff. But now when it comes to the business strategy, currently we live in a global village, so you need to be out there when it comes to content. You need to project yourself out there, not only be in doing your work, but also have videos and teachings, guiding people. So you need to actually package yourself. So for that part, that is the business strategy aspect, I had to get somebody. We work together. So for me, it's a family company. My wife is very good at and everything business related. So she handles the business strategy part, I handle the technical part, and that's how we move as a family. So you can actually choose maybe a friend. You have a friend that is good in soliciting for business, but you are good at maybe the technical bit, or you are good at the technical bit or the soliciting of for business and just the outline. Then you know somebody in your class who is maybe shy, or somebody in your friend clique who is shy, but you know they have something, so you collaborate together and then you do. But also you can take it as an individual, just sole proprietor. Yeah.
I hope your question has been answered. Do you have any last question to our panelists? Yes, please.
Yes, one of you spoke about having passion in a particular course, but do you mainly do a course for passion, or is it for money? And the second question is, you spoke about the cluster points being about 15. So how do you manage to compete with other fields, for example, medicine and engineering, which earns a cluster point of about 40, 50, thereabout? So how do you manage to compete, and how are you going to be certain that you're going to maybe get a job after there, because the fields are competitive?
You'll handle that.
Yeah.
Sir.
That's very simple. I can give you an example of 2 bags. You have 2 bags, like let's say the Gucci bag. The Gucci bag is made in China, right? But when it gets to Italy, that's when now they do the last zipping. And that bag, which was $20 in China, when after they have done the zipping, gets to 2,000. So some other courses, not to say that they are low courses, they are actually very good courses like medicine and engineering, as you have mentioned. But the perspective of these courses is that they are the top of the top courses, okay? So by default, these courses will attract a very high cutoff mark or cluster point. Now, for a course like ours, Applied Optics and Lasers, it's a relatively new course. It started only in 2016. So up until this point, it has not yet attracted much of that hype. It's actually all about the hype. So out there, when you get now to the reality at the ground, and they can also answer you, like you have, like for example, in my class, we graduated 15 students. After the first year, we had about half the class already employed. Can you say the same with the other groups or the other courses? So it's a field where it has a very high potential, but the people out there, they don't see that potential. So at the end of the day, we have quite a big advantage, that is underlying advantage. Yeah, so maybe I can also give Fred to say something.
I'll answer on you ask, you do it for money or passion? After all, what are you reading for? To get knowledge, and then that knowledge now you monetize it. So the first thing, when you are doing something, don't do it because maybe your community, everybody is doing teaching, or maybe the people around you. For example, when I was in high school, my uncles, I used to stay with my uncle. They used to run away from physics. They talk of history, Kiswahili. So one thing I promised myself, I said I must get to high school and see if this physics they also always ran away from is hard. So I tried it and I realized it is even simpler than the one they were. So you follow what your heart tells you. Sometimes I know your parents might push you to do something you don't want, But as much as your parents advise you or you listen to the people, follow what your heart is. Follow your dream, follow your passion. Even if you run that path alone, because you are pioneer. When this course came, we are the third course, which means for the entire country or Eastern Africa, we are less than 60 people who have done that course. But we give it a try, we give it our best, and now you see where we are. But when you go back to the village, they'll tell you they are doing a course that they don't even know. So mi nilikuwa naambia hiyo ya macho, naambia hiyo sasa. Naona, but I know myself what I'm doing. So even if you run a path alone, don't follow the path that has many people is always wrong. But if you find you are somewhere else, sometimes you find a class, out of the entire class, you are almost 200, but those taking physics are less than 20. So you are on the right track. Don't follow the mass. Follow what your heart is. And then at the end, if you trust the process, you will see the results.
Let me also answer him. I will give the same example for both questions. The course validity, either passion or money, and also on cluster points. Elvis said the cluster points for last year were 15, and probably for engineering were 40. What I'm doing right now, I'm as a fiber engineer, as a technical support engineer at Airtel. The same work that an engineer will be enrolled using the cluster points for 40. It's what I'm doing, and I got enrolled with when I was enrolling the cluster points of about 25, I think so at that time. Right now I'm here. They are 15. So the same work that I'm doing right now is the same work that an engineer will enroll using the 40, the cluster points for 40. And on course validity and passion, Fred had said, I've said a good thing. Don't get into a course because it has money. That money has its own stress. For you to get that money in that course, it has its own stress and its own baggage. So never go to a course because you think it has a lot of money. But if your heart is there and you see it has a lot of money, follow that. And that is because you have the passion for that course. Yes, that is what I can say.
Thank you so much for that. The bottom line is just do whatever you like. Follow your heart. And
let me add something.
Sorry.
Money is everywhere. Either you are in business, you are in engineering, you are in science. It will depend on how smart you are and how faster you can convert your skill into money. Yeah. So mtu asikwambie sijui mwenye anafanya hospitality ama tourism. Money is everywhere. So usisema at engineering sana it is highest paid. Unapata mtu ni tour guide but anan in a single tour guide the entire money engineer will earn in the whole month. So it depends on how strategically you place yourself na unapiga mahesabu zako. Once you are in campus, usiishi hiyo maisha ya hostel, mess, hivyo. Network with people, interact with people. They'll tell you what they are doing outside here. Ukisikia event mahali enda. So with that you will get people who will teach you skills and get you a through pass to do. Even as we came from the village, Atukuzaliwa Nairobi, we went to a day school. We came here. No. The same, he was my classmate. Now he went to the engineering part. I mean the physics part. I have some of my classmates who also went to nuclear engineering. Others went to medical physics. Others still in the optics. So it depends on, and they are doing well wherever they are. So it depends on how you project your career.
Thank you so much for that. I've not had any question from the girlies in the room. Do you have a question? You can also write it on a paper. Okay, there's a question there. Meanwhile, the girls, please, you can also ask questions.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Said Mwero. I have a question to Mr. Martin.
Yes.
As we push for light for a sustainable future, how do we strike a balance between harnessing light for high-speed connectivity and protecting the environment from the escalating light pollution?
Pardon? The last part you said?
I'm saying,
Yes.
how do we strike a balance between harnessing light for high-speed connectivity and protecting the environment from escalating light pollution?
Harnessing light for high connectivity and using and protecting the environment from light pollution. I don't know how to answer this question because on the connectivity part of it, most of these are simply harnessing energy from light to use it for high speed connectivity. Most of it will come to on the data side functionality of it, and it's mostly limited to underground and undersea. So these two concepts, the high speed connectivity and light pollution, they kind of strike out, because the light pollution, it's on the other end. For light pollution, it's when you use light to do it's when you use light for processes that end up resorting to produce like in nuclear energy. It's mostly because it's from you use laser technology in nuclear. The nuclear side, on how you use energy on the nuclear side, most of it is to produce energy, and rather than, I can't say there's a lot of pollution from nuclear energy because most of it is contained. And for the high speed transmission of data, the balance between these two, it's at the end of the day, it's using light for the right purpose, like let me just say the balance between these two, it's on the far end of when these two concepts come to interact. Yes. I don't know if you are on the same page.
I think
yes.
Sorry, Elvis can build up on what you've started.
Yeah, I think also to to answer you, but from a different angle, not from his angle as a communicator or angle as a technical person at Airtel. So if I understood you right, you're talking about light pollution in terms of we have now too much areas, or too many area whereby we have lights at night, right? So coming from that angle, we no longer have dark spaces, right? So majority, if maybe you take a picture of the earth from space at night, then you will find that there's too much pollution and too much glare coming from the earth. I believe that's where you are targeting. So for the way we use light in terms of connectivity and in terms of connection, we use, as he mentioned, we use light coupled into fiber cables, and they either go through underground or overhead cables. So one of the biggest challenges when it comes to that is actually land pollution, in terms of you have too many wires passing overhead. I believe this you've seen even in your areas where you live. There are too much cables. So it's a matter of cable management. That's one of the biggest pollution. But it really does not in any way affect light pollution as is. Now, light pollution, when it comes to that, it is actually one of the areas that is really crippling, and it is a very, very big challenge when it comes to astronomy. My research, I do my research on optical astronomy. So we have very few places that we can use optical telescopes, because these are ground-based optical telescopes, because they need dark places, and the dark places that are there are actually very, very few, and they are depreciating at a faster rate. Africa hosts one of the last few remaining dark regions, but they are coming up. So we have to strike a bargain. Do we need to have our villages lit, or do we need to maintain them under darkness? Because if we want to get rid of light pollution, then we need to also say, then we keep our villages dim or not lit. Alternatively, we also make lighting systems that do not point upwards, that most of their light will actually point downwards. So if you have your street lights, your security lights at home, your just general lights, wherever they are, they should always be pointing towards the earth and not up, so that you try and minimize. So I think that has answered you.
Thank you so much for that question. Do we have another question? Yes, please.
When I said to qualify for the course, you're supposed to like do that. They're supposed to check math, a language, and physics. I was asking the specific grade that you're supposed to get in each subject, and if they check the overall grade.
Maybe I'll answer that. For you to enter in any university, in any course, you must have at least a C+. That is the minimum entry for a degree course. Then for each individual subject, you should score at least a C+ in each. Yeah.
I think that's clear. Just score a C+ in everything, or score an A if you can. Aim for the stars. I think we can just finalize the panel discussion with your final advice to the students in high school, the young professionals in the room, the innovators in the room. Just your parting shot. Just tell us what you can tell them about optics, about lasers, about getting into this space that you're in.
My parting shot will be, there's a quote that says, where there is light, there is a way, and where there is a way, where there is light, there is a, and where there is a way, there is light. For me, I usually say, where there is light, there is a way. Where there is a way, there is a journey. So as you look forward, as you do physics, look at the way of physics, look at the way of light, and come join us in the field of light. Yes.
My party shot is that physics is the foundation for everything, and everything you see that is running, even the chair that you are sitting on, was designed use the principle of physics so that it can stand, usianguke. So if you do physics or anything, you can diversify to computer science. With the same physics, you can diversify to any type of engineering you want. You can come from physics, you go and do masters in your engineering you want of your choice. So with physics, you have so many available options you can do across. So I highly encourage you to do physics. I'm not campaigning for physics, but I'm a physicist by profession. So I'm talking from the point, for example, for me, the company I run, we have moved to energy, renewable energy. That is still physics. We are doing radiation. So we also do radiation for ionizing radiation and also nano-ionizing radiation. That is partly engineering. And most of the time we regulate even those engineers. Most of the operational procedure they take, they depend on the principle that us developers, physicists. So physics is a foundation for everything. Anything you see, even if a car, is a principle of physics behind it. Yeah.
Elvis?
So, my parting shot would be, as you come up and join the university, or if you are in the university already, because you have students in the university already, let's all learn to work together as engineers and as physicists, because we currently as a country are a consumer country, and we are a consumer country because we do not have a clear working principle between the physicists and the engineers. You need a physicist to design for you the systems that you are building, that you want to build, and then you need an engineer to build for you a system that is already designed. So for these two people to work together, we can industrialize as a country. So I wish you all the best in your exams as high school students. Those in Form 4, I believe there is Form 4 and Form 3, because Form 2 should now be grade, right? Form 2 should now be grade 10. So if you are in the 844 system, just keep going. We are waiting for you on this other side. If you are in the new system, we'll also wait to see how we are working together, because I believe for the other group it will be a 3-year university course. So thank you.
So thank you so much to our panelists for such an eye-opening discussion that we've had with you. Thank you for your time, and also thank you, the audience, for staying with us and being with us until this point. I've been your moderator, June Adipo, finalist, Electrical and Telecommunications Engineering student at Multimedia University of Kenya. Thank you so much to our panelists. Let's give them a round of applause as they go sit down. tunangoja tu tuambiwe tutaenda lunch saa ngapi, so you can use the session to network with the different people in the room. Yeah, you can network, lakini msitoke hapa bado. We'll tell you when lunch is ready.
brainstorming questions. Si ndivyo? Tunataka kuona nani anaweza brainstorm. Eh? So maybe as we wait for the lads, maybe they can finish taking their lunch. Let me give you some riddles. Nataka kuona si ni mafumbo, another way si ni mafumbo. Of course. My first riddle. I'm always in front of you, but can never be seen. What am I? Mnainua mkono. Eh? Yeah. The correct answer is future. The more what gets more wet, the more you dry it. Eh? Ni? Yeah, it's a towel. Washapeana jibu. Another one. The more you share me, the less you have. What am I? Yeah, it's a secret. What has hands but cannot clap? Yeah, the correct answer is a clock. Tunaingia zikiwa moto, si ndivyo? Feed me and I grow. Give me water and I die. Acha nione kama mnajua hii. What begins with T, ends with T, and has T inside it? What begins with T and Yeah, teapot. Wacheni tuuliza side ya university. Nione kama naweza challenge high schools. Si ndivyo? Hii group nataka mnipatie jibu. What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? Msiwasaidie. Amesema wasaidiwi. Wacha sasa nirudi hii side. I'm tall when I'm young and short when I'm old. A plane? Yeah, the correct answer is candle. Yeah. A plane comes from Austria, and then it has citizens from Austria, and then it crashes in Tanzania. Hakuna haja niulize hadi nishapatiwa jibu. Ama nimalizie? Where will the survivors be buried? Where will the survivors be buried? Na hata nipatia jibu. Pardon? Yeah, they are survivors. They cannot be buried. What belongs to you but is used more by what can fill a room but takes up no space? No, it's not here. Not silence. What can fill a room but takes up no space? No, not here, not silence. No. Noise. Nirudie. What can fill a room but takes up no space? Yeah, the correct answer is light. I wish I had some gifts to award. What goes up but never comes down? Yeah, the correct answer is age. I have branches but no fruits, trunk or leaves. What am I? I have branches but no fruits, trunk, or leaves. What am I? Nirudie. I have branches, but no fruits, trunk, or leaves. What am I? No. Eh? Yeah, the correct answer is a bank. Yeah. Bank. Yeah, bank. Schools. Which one? Kist. But bank have branches. Higher. Let me ask this one. I have cities, but no houses. Forests, but no trees. Okay. Acha nirudi said kiasi. Comrades. Comrades. This is for you. The lads, hope you are getting ready. If you are ready, you can tell me so that we can proceed to our next session. In your comrades, the more there is, the less you see. What is it? The more there is, the less you see. What is it? Mnatumia chat GPT. The more there is, the less you see. What is it? Google. This is for you. What goes through towns and over hills but never moves? No. What goes through towns and over hills but never moves? Yeah, the correct answer is roads. What has a neck but no head? What has a neck but no head? What has a neck but no head? Eh? Yeah, the correct answer is bottle. Rude. The IoT team? Okay, maybe we can continue. What building has the most stories? Oh, okay. If you are participating for the IoT sessions, the students, mnetoko nyuma, you can go at the back, mnetoko nyuma. To the students who are doing IoT sessions, you are being called at the back. Another riddle. What can you hold without ever touching it? What can you hold without ever touching it? What can you hold without ever touching it? No. Not here. Can you hold there? You can hold there. Show me how. No, you cannot hold there. Eh? No, not light. You want the answer? The correct answer is a conversation. So hope the people who are doing the IoT sessions, they are ready. So we can invite group 1. So group 1, maybe they can come to the podium and present us with their idea. So group 1.
I want to dance with you, baby, non-stop. They say it's just good, but
Any group which is ready to come and present their IoT. I can see group 1. Oh, this is group 2. So this is group 2. Group 2, you have 7 minutes to present us with your idea. So hope all the judges have come. Group here is here. They are ready to present us with the idea. So hope all the judges, if you are a judge, please come here in front. Group 2 is ready. And we are going to give them 7 minutes. And also, you can listen to them, have as many questions to present to them. The idea that they are going to present us, maybe the gap they might have left. So listen so that you can have a Q&A session. So we are waiting for the other judge. So group 2, I'm going to hand over the mic to you, to your team lead, and we start.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Group 2 before you, and they are going to present their project. My name is Dennis Rono, and I am. Sorry. Good afternoon. Nanisikia vizuri? Good afternoon. Okay, thank you. I am Dennis Rono. I am one of the trainers of Group 2, and this is the.
Good evening. I hope you are all doing well. So this is Group 2. Yeah, we have been able to do an session for IoT. We had the workshop. We are able to train the students for a brief moment, and they were able to work on a project. So they are going to present their project, and I hope you'll be pleased to hear the idea. Sasa, so I'll hand over the mic to the first person.
Hi, I am Blessing. I'm here to introduce the IoT presentation. IoT refers to the IoT refers to the network of things. Hi all, I'm Blessing. Hi all, I'm Blessing. I'm here to present IoT presentation. IoT stands for Network of Things, refers to the motive network of physical objects. For example, there is input and
I talk more devices that in IoT. An example is sensors. As you know, in my hands have 5 senses: the sense of touch,
smell, taste, sight, and hearing. The same way we have senses, which are input devices such as sensors. They act as eyes and ears for computer devices, which and help detect physical changes like temperature, pressure, and light intensity, which enter the computer and are converted to electrical signals that the computer can understand. Two types of sensors used in our project are the LDR and the PIR motion sensors. The PIR are used to detect motion, and the LDR are used for light intensity, which will be further explained. Thank you.
So we also have outputs. So outputs are accumulators, or in other words, they are the responses after generated after a process, after a metacontroller processes data. So examples of outputs, we have LED, we have motor, and buzzer.
Yeah, so hi guys. So in our projects, I'm going to talk about connection. So like in a human body, we have connection of the eyes, the brain, the muscles. So is our project. And now for the eyes, which is the motor sensor, we are connecting the motor sensor to the micro connector, and the micro connector will process the information, and then it will send it to the output, which is the diode, LED, and the buzzer. So at the same time, we also have LDR, which is a light dependent resistor. Now our project will work only at night because we have an LDR which will provide the resistance which will disable the project. So when I'll cover the LDR, it will be able to detect the motion. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Fabio Ikesa, and I'm going to take you through the part of coding in our system. So you have the SIS, which is the smart intruder system. It has the coding part. The first three parts explain and they declare the function, they declare the number pins for the entities, which are the buzzer, the light emitting diodes, and the light emitting diode, the buzzer, and the motion sensor. So the motion sensor acts as the input. So here we have the if and else statements, which are found in the void loop. So the void loop acts as a regulator. It has the delays, which are the intervals at which each entity is assigned to work. Like we can say that after sensing the motion, after 2 seconds, the light emitting diode will light up. After 2 seconds, after the same 4 seconds after sensing the motion, the buzzer will go up. So the instructions live in the coding part. So the coding part acts as an interaction between the software and the hardware. So we are using the software we are using is Arduino Uno. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon. So the group and I, they've already elaborated more on what I was going to say. Now, the project that we're working on is the SIS, which in full is a smart intruder system. So many people in Kenya are suffering from the security. Yeah, exactly. People come into your homes and they storm into your homes, steal your stuff. But with this project over here, you will actually reduce the maximum number of intruder alerts in our society, and hence it is going to improve security. And so over here is our system. As you can see, it's making a noise. Yes, it's making noise, making noise. That is our buzzer, and whenever it senses motion, it will buzz up, which it will make the noise. Buzzing is noise, and I will advise you guys to put this thing, the buzzer, inside your homes, not outside of the house, because no, sorry, the LED lights. So it is better for these LED lights to be inside your home, so that let's say this thief, yes, the thief is coming, and he notices that the light is blinking outside your home. The girl run away, and it is better for you to be inside, so that you may catch and notice this man, and you tell the society that this fellow person is a thief, and everyone run away from him. Now, that's number one. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Applications. Applications of the project. We have homes. People need to protect their families a lot. Family is very important. Schools. Generally, we put our project in places whereby they're not supposed to be entered during the night. These are schools, institutions, churches, even farms. Yes, exactly. You have your dog, a very special dog outside, and this dog is about 40,000 Kenyan shilling, and a guy is attracted to that dog. So you either put this thing whenever this dog is over there, and a thief sees it and is trying to steal it. It will protect your dog and even your security, and even the dog will start barking. Yes, thank you. With advancement of the project, we may end up adding on cameras, yes, so that whenever the alarm rings, it will take us a photo of the person who is coming to steal something from you. So even this is very, very important. And also through the project, you can have interconnection of the networks, whereby whenever your buzzer rings or whenever your LED light goes on, your email will be alerted. Let's say you are traveling, and your email will be alerted telling you that your home or your school or your institution is under siege. Yes, let me put it like that. Siege, exactly. Another thing is that our project is light dependent, whereby whenever it's dark, our project will begin working. Yes, it's working during the day, but now the buzzing on of the buzzer and the going on of the light will not be applicable during that time. So because usually robberies and gangs, they usually work in the middle of the night, not during the day. So this is very important during the night to protect even your chicken. Especially chicken. That's all. Any question? Any question? None. Yes.
So he asked how it will detect motion. Now, if you have studied physics, you understand that humans, or sometimes we emit infrared, and so this motion sensor, it will detect the infrared from your body, and then it will send the information to the micro controller. Any other question? limitations.
Yes, limitations in terms of what? During the project making, or limitations of after the project making? Please elaborate. In terms, operation and functionality. Nataka kujibu hapa hivi. Actually, for me,
You have asked on the functionality, the limitations of the functionality of our project. Like we range, our project can sense motion from 2 to 20 meters. So if a person is 30 meters away, that's complicated.
So maybe we are going to take our last question from Rude.
Thank you, Group 2, for a great presentation. I would like to ask, for your project, you have mentioned that you have your sensors outside the house and the things to give the users the output inside the house. So, like, how invasive are these experiences? Like, how loud are these buzzers? How bright are these lights? Will they affect the people who are living inside, so that in case the dog is running around, they have like constant beeping inside the house, and like how do you counter that, or how, if you get the question here?
Thank you so much for your question. He's asking that how, if those who did not hear, he's asking if the light is inside and the buzzer is in. So how loud is the buzzer, and how intense is the light of the LED light? So my answer is this: that the light won't be too bright, so that the people inside might be disturbed, or the people outside might notice that that there's light going on inside there. But the light will be moderate, so that a person who knows that he has installed this, he will realize that it has been turned on, and there's someone outside. For the buzzer can be outside to scare off the intruder. And if the intruder is much more persistent, it will still continue ringing, and it will allow you to stay put. Yes.
Okay. In our coding, we placed loops, and so the loops is to repeat the process. Now, if the motion is detected, we have the lights which will light up. Now, the lights are used just when you are walking by the buzzer, you'll be able to see. You see, there's no need that you hear the lights and then you're in the darkness. So the lights is just these normal lights. Those are used for you to see, and then the buzzer are just meant to wake you up, and at the same time they will be repeating. Yeah.
Yeah, let me remind you that our system is light dependent. So if there's darkness, the light will be visible when there is motion.
Yeah, so he's asking if it's during the day and someone is intruding into your home, what will happen? So that's why the buzzer is there, to make noise. It would be functioning during the day, and it will still be functioning during the night. But what is much more applicable over here is that it also has light independent. LDR, yes, yes, yes. So this means that it is not only limited to nighttime alone. Yes, it's also working, functional during the day and both during the night. Yes, but the reason why we said during the night is because during the night, people are usually always intruded during that time. Yes.
So maybe we can clap for group 2. We are going to hear from the judges after the other groups have presented. So group 1, you can come and present us with your idea. So we can welcome group 1. I'm going to hand over to the group leader.
Yes, thank you very much, Josephat. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, so this is group 1. Yeah, so we took them through a project and they were able to assemble the whole project by themselves. And I believe now they are going to show you guys what they've worked on, and I hope you're going to like it. So as I said previously, my name is Boniface Ochieng. I was part of the trainers for this team, and we also had my colleague here with me.
Good afternoon. I'm Leon. I was also one of the trainers for group 1.
Yeah, so I'm going to hand it over to them, and then they're going to explain everything.
Good evening, everyone. So this is group 1, and you're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Imelda Wanjiru. I'm from Budgal.
Hi guys, my name is Jane Amal from Budgals, and I'm in group 1.
Hi, I'm Patience.
Hello, good evening. I'm Odali Strength from FSK.
Good evening. I'm Samuel Nyongesa from FSK.
Good evening. I'm Michael Mumu from Friends School Kamsinga.
Ladies and gentlemen, Saifa Wesley, Friends School Kamsinga.
Therefore, this is group 1, and our project title is a smart locomotive hanging line.
So we had problems that came up to having brainstorming this project. So first of all was the idea that most of us are high school students. We do our laundry, we take them out to the airing line, but rain comes and sometimes we are far apart to even access the laundry itself. So we came up and devised a method in which when rain comes, our laundry is taken to a shade, then we're able to have it dry. Of course, nobody likes dry clothes, but also it does not have to deal with laundry. You can also have fish for the people who like omena and all that. Because in the fishing industries, people like to dry their fish out in the sun, so even we can have this thing taking in the fish to some shade.
So as they've introduced the project is a smart locomotive hanging line. So basically this project is about a hanging line. As you can see, the project consists of, we have so this smart locomotive hanging line is a project that we're using programming. So as you can see, we have a breadboard. Then this is called this is the microprocessor. It processes everything. These are jumper wires. Soon we are going to show you how this project works, but it's going to solve a problem. Imagine you're out, let's say mostly for the ladies, you love going out. Maybe you're out for shopping. You've left your clothes outside and maybe rain comes. This project that we have come up with will help you not to start being worried. Okay, for example, let's say a lady is married and maybe the husband is a bit harsh. Maybe a suit, his suit, let's say Sunday best has been washed, it's outside. Then this lady has to go outside and do some shopping. So imagine you're out for shopping. Then you're not buying everything in safe because you're worried that my husband's clothes are outside. How will, when they get trained on, what shall I do? So this project is going to help us a lot. So how does this project work? So one, this project, it has a water sensor. When rain drops on the water sensor, it transmits signals to through the jumper wires and to the breadboard, then the microprocessor. Then you will see that our servo motor will move the cloth line. But let's see functions of all these parts from a word from each of our members. Yes.
So, as you have been told, our project is the smart locomotive hanging line, and one of its components is the Arduino. The Arduino, this is the Arduino. The Arduino is the brain of this project. The Arduino processes instructions. It is the microcontroller, as you were told by my colleague. Then we also have a water sensor. A water sensor, it detects moisture, then does the necessary. Then we have a servo motor. The servo motor, this one is the actuator. This servo motor, it brings about the locomotive movement of the hanging line. It rotates about 90 degrees. We also have the jumper wires, which are the connecting wires, and the breadboard. We also have the breadboard. Yes, that is it. So we are going to do the
CT. So as you can see, the water sensor has some beams. Let's say something like wires, like they're running across, as you can see. So when water falls, when water drops on these wires that are on this the water sensor board, you will see that because water is a good conductor of heat, it will complete the circuit, and that is why we'll show you. You will see the servo motor will move. So just wait a minute.
ground upper. Ground, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. As you can see, we are trying to put moves. You have seen. So let's show you again. Yeah. So, for example, this was the shade. It moved from the sun to the shade. You see, even when there is a, let's say, it was raining, then rain, it stopped raining. It still be back. As you can see, when you remove water, the hanging line will be back to the sun. Yes. So that is how our project works.
And that was all about our projects. You guys can ask questions.
So maybe it's time for questions.
Let's say someone has splashed water accidentally on the machine. Where would this thing still go, or it has an intensity of or duration of?
It doesn't have to be necessarily thing that wets the water sensor. Even splashing can occur. I know in situations where people might accidentally splash the rinsing water onto the clothes, so it's exactly for the clothes to stay dry at all times. So even splashing water may set it off, but as soon as there is no more water on the water sensor, it will go back into the sunlight to continue airing out, even for the fish.
So we had another question.
Okay, so how fast does that machine of yours react?
So let's just show you how fast it is. It's very fast.
% effective.
Okay, last question here. I'm assuming your project uses power. Sindio? Okay. If you umeka hii system kwa nyumba ya niko na hanging lines, si umesema itaenda kifika kwa shed, mvua kikuja
Laptop. Yeah. You see this laptop. Yeah. You see this is everything. The microprocessor. The microprocessor from the water sensor through the breadboard. Through the jumper wires, then to the microcomputer. It sends signals back to the water sensor, and then when there is raindrop, completes the circuit. That's enough.
And also the total power needed to run this thing is 5 volts, so power consumption is extremely low.
And also to add on that, imagine a situation where our greenhouses are all open, and then when rain comes, they are covered. So it's also a good project when it's implemented. So
maybe due to time, we can clap for group 1. And as group 3 prepares to come and present. So group 3. Group 3, you have exactly 10 minutes. So group 3, your time to present is 7 minutes and 3 minutes. And a maximum of 3 questions. So you observe time.
Good evening. Good evening. So this is group 3. I was the one who was leading them in all this. My My name is Sakwa. My name is Sakwa Spencer.
All protocols observed. Good evening. Sorry for that. Uh, for this glorious chance to present our project unto you. My name is Lakezra Amalwa, and with my team of experts, under the supervision of Mr. Sakwa and Ms. Camila, we were able to come up with a project under IoT. So IoT stands for Internet of Things, which is a connection of devices which come together and contribute together to perform a given task. Such tasks include temperature regulators, soil moisture sensors, flood detectors, rain detectors, and many other more. So the basic fundamental of IoT is input, processing, and output, whereby under input we have input devices, processing devices, and output devices, which will help the task to be completed in time. So allow me to welcome my colleague Leonard to come and introduce our project to you.
Okay, thank you, Malwa, for this sacred opportunity. And the main reason for this project is due to the major disasters that have been occurring throughout the globe. Let's take Kenya, for example. The recent floods that have been taking place in Nairobi, they have brought a lot of disaster, chaos, catastrophe, and have also brought a lot of shame upon the nation. And so, through this project of ours, we're able not only to prevent that shame, but also to be able to help in urban planning and to also help in saving lives and stopping this gambling game of life and death. Thank you, and I'd like to invite my fellow colleague, a very experienced scientist. Believe me when I say that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I'm here to present the components. The first component is the input, which is the water sensor. The second component is the output, which is the LEDs and the buzzer. And the third component, which is the microcontroller. The fourth component is the data cable, which is here. The fourth component, which is the jumping wires, as you can see right over here. I thank you, and I'm here to welcome my fellow colleague. Thank you, Olivia, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Cynthia Basweti, and I'll be taking you through the connections. Firstly, we connected our components on the bedrock, and then we powered the microcontroller, and finally we fed the code to the microcontroller. Thank you, and I invite my colleague to take you through the other session.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Larry Zadok, and I'm going to take you through how our project works. Because our project functions on IoT, it functions by connecting the hardware components to the software components, which is inside the microcontroller, in order to implement its functions. Our project uses the water sensor as the input, which detects the water level, and it sends the information collected into the microcontroller. The microcontroller, which in our case is the Arduino, collects the information and processes it in regards to what the code has implemented it to do. And it reacts by the green light, which shows that the water level is at a safe position, so that the people are safe and they can continue their businesses, as it's going to be shown here.
Thank you all for your time. So, guys, you can ask your questions.
So we can have 2 questions, then 1 question from the judges.
I have a question on the functionality.
Okay, regarding your question on the effectiveness of this device, this is just but a model, and remember, not everything is paragon. No human is paragon, and indeed, human is to error. But indeed, if you look at this device from optimistic perspective, if it is well implemented and structured by the government, being that it might require more more, let me say, reliable components because this is just but a model. I'm sure you're aware that the model is just a figurative vision of the bigger thing, right? Yeah, so I hope I've answered your question, or is there still a point blank in it?
So we can have the last question.
So
Pardon. I think your question is about how to protect our machines. Yes, this model just has all the machines together in one place, but the intended version of it, it's the sensors are the one that are located inside the water reservoir or the place, and the sensors are always waterproof, so that the sensor uses the radio signals to send the information to the microcontroller, which will be at a situated point. Then the microcontroller will use the same radio signals to send the information onto the alarm systems, which will be located in the center, the occupation, the place where the occupants are living.
Oh, 1 question from judges. We can. So group 4. This is our last group. You can clap for group 3. I think their presentation was well organized, and there was I liked how the ladies in that group presented their idea.
Good evening, everyone. With me are the students from Friends and Booth, and today they'll be presenting an interesting project, and I led them through the training together with Debbie here, and I believe they have quite a nice presentation, so be keen and listen to what they have to present for you.
Hello, my name is Ruby and I'm from the group Starflower. I'm here to talk about IoT. IoT stands for Internet of Things. Yeah. What does it mean exactly? It's basically connecting everyday things to the internet so it can perform automated tasks. Let's say a heating system. A heating system with this can sense that it's cold, and that data will be taken to the processor, then to the output, which will now produce heat to heat up the room. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Ryan from Friends School Kamusinga, and I'll be talking about the input. So as she had said earlier, IoT, which means the Internet of Things, comprises of 3 main components, which are the input, output, and the processor. For my case, I'll be talking about the input. For our input in our project is the sensor. Which sensor exactly? The LDR, or the light dependent resistor. The light dependent resistor works on the principle that when current flows, the project works. When there's no current, it doesn't work. So that's all.
I'm Amani and I'll be taking you through the processor. So the processor is basically like the brain of the system. It takes in inputs from the sensors, processes it or interprets it, and then gives it to the actuators, which are the output devices. And for our system, the the processor we're using is Arduino Uno. Yeah.
I'm Jazen. So after the processor has interpreted the data of the instruction given, and then transmits it to the output, which is the motor. So the motor converts the electrical signals, the mechanical signals, which these mechanical signals make the solar panel to move or follow the light.
Good evening. Yeah, so I'm here to officially introduce our project. It is a solar tracker, which I was thinking we name solar, sunflower, but then it focuses on the theme of the day, photonics and the International Day of Light, meaning it works when there is light. A natural Okay, it is in line with the SDG 7 developed by the UN. Sustainable Development Goals developed by the UN, and a natural occurrence that we can relate to our solar tracker is the way sunflowers move with the sun from morning to evening. Yeah, so basically we can use this to maximize the light energy taken in by solar panels, because the conventional solar panels, they are in one direction and may sometimes just may take in light only during a certain time. Allows us to harvest as much light energy as possible. Yeah, making it more sustainable. Thank you.
So hello, I'm Claire, and I'll be talking about the components and all their uses. So first we have the input, which is the light dependent resistor, in which the light will be coming in from. And then we have the processor, which is the Arduino Uno, which processes the data, which is the direction. Then the panel will tilt the direction of the light, and then the panel will tilt the direction of the light, which will then increase the light absorption and increase the efficiency.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Luke Mukalama, and this is Rollins Jerry.
Our work today will be demonstrating how our project works.
So the project works with light. When the reflected light, when the sun moves from the east to west, the solar panel follows the light. So we are going to demonstrate how it does.
If you have, oh, okay. I think the way it is coded, it cannot use this particular ray of light. Like, it requires UV rays from the sun. Yeah. So this is blue light in here, if you don't know, if you haven't studied. Yeah, therefore, I think it is not moving at the moment. Yeah. The light spectrum in here, basically, it is not sufficient for our sensors. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Any questions before we move on?
So now I think it's time for questions.
No. Like questions on how it is supposed to work. We have not yet concluded. Okay. So it was supposed to move with the lights. That is what it's supposed to do. Yeah.
Even though we experience some technical issues, I feel like a solar panel like this can really change the world in a better way. If we implement such solar panels to increase the efficiency it's gonna increase the efficiency of light absorbed. Hence, we won't really need to use fossil fuels anymore, reducing pollution and making the world better. Yeah.
So maybe we can take one question.
You've had a really great presentation, and I really like the creativity also of the name that was supposed to be used for the project. And I would like to ask, do you know how inefficient solar panels are and how and with which percentage your system can improve the efficiency of solar panels. Also, in terms of actuation, moving the solar panels each and every single day, how reliable will your motors be, or how many times will we require to maintain those motors, and will this be an extra cost that we are ready to bear? Thank you.
Yeah, so in terms of efficiency, like today morning as we were leaving Alliance High School, yeah, the DH is near some trees which shadow it, like light does not reach the solar panels because they face in a different direction. And therefore, what our projects aim to do, like all 12 hours, all hours of sunlight, solar panels will be exposed to sunlight. So as much energy as possible will be harvested. One limitation, like in this case, we cannot control clouds. So I think that's the only time we'll not be able to harvest light energy. But then the efficiency will be increased by a substantial amount. Yeah, around 50% or something. Yeah, thank you. And then about the actuators, their maintenance, I think they do not require any external power source because the actual power is within the actuator. Like the light supplies the energy to move the actuator, but the light is also harvested by the panel. You get?
I think you have a really great vision, but I think you should consider that having actuators to move the panels also involves sacrificing the energy that you want to harvest to feed the motors to move the panels. So like natoa naongeza, but the vision is great. Thank you.
So we can clap for group 4. We can clap for those who have presented their ideas. You can hear as a country, we are still moving forward. To Vision 2030, ile ya Kibaki. So we are going to give a few minutes to our judges so that they can discuss best group.